Good evening, everyone. My name is Desiree Tuitt, and I'm here today with Andy Taylor from Andel Move Maintenance and Management. Andy is one half of a couple who have founded this organization, and today I would like to sit down and introduce you to Andy and all the wonderful things that he does. And the first time I met him, I was very intrigued by Andy, and I thought, let me share with you Andy and tell them more about what Andy does. So Andy, one question I love to ask people is, tell me your story. What has led you to where you are now?
Well, Desiree, we started Andel Maintenance and Management roughly 6 to 7 years ago. At the time when we began, it was mainly a cleaning company. We didn't specialize in any specific type of clientele. Over the years, we now have more catered to seniors, and we provide a wide range of services such as cleaning, landscaping, moving, general contractor work such as plumbing, drywalling, you name it.
Okay. Okay, so Andy, now I'm sure you get this question a lot if you're like me. I often get asked, you look so young. How did you get to a position where you're working with seniors? What brought you there?
Well, long story short, I was raised uh, by my grandparents, both grandparents. And over the time, you develop an understanding, a likeliness for the way they do things. Um, and there's a certain mannerism that they expect. I was brought up in a certain way, so nothing changed as I got older. I still maintained relations with seniors. Uh, and I can say more or less the way that I brought it into the company was during high school and before university, I did a PSW course.
Okay.
And people would never expect me that I did a PSW course, but I did it and I learned a lot. And then I used a lot of that and incorporated it into now the business.
Okay. And what was your, I guess, defining moment, your aha moment where you knew? I know my defining moment was when I started connecting the dots throughout my life that led me here. What was your defining moment that made you realize this is what I want to do? This is my passion.
My defining moment came after failure,
Oh,
to be
wow.
honest. I have a very supportive wife. She's the other half of this dream. And we tried a few things. And it was, I believe, in 2014, we tried a pretty big venture. It didn't pan out. And we just stuck to the grind and tweaking a few things and changing our business model. We eventually came about with maintenance and management.
Okay. So I guess it wasn't a failure then because there's no such thing as failure if you've learned and you've grown from it.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
All
That's
right.
true.
So your business incorporates so many different things.
Yes.
Let's focus right now on the senior move management portion of it.
Okay.
Take me through exactly what it is that you do when you meet a client that first of all needs to downsize. And as you know, there's years and years of stuff usually, stuff that's difficult to separate themselves from. How do you tackle that?
Oftentimes, by the time we get called, a lot has already been handled. I believe we discussed this too. We come in at the point where there's downsizing. So we'll get in there and we'll start separating belongings for recycling, donation, junk removal, and then the actual furniture or personal belongings that the client or customer wants to keep.
Okay.
Aside from that, then we'll take it a step further. If the home is going to be sold, we will clean the home, we will landscape the home, we will do general repairs for the senior, all at a discounted price, obviously. And then we work very close with retirement homes.
Okay. Now, without naming any names, because there's
Yes.
confidentiality,
Yes.
can you tell me one of your more challenging situations that really sticks in your mind where you had Mr. or Mrs. So and so and you hit a hurdle and how did you overcome it?
Um, well, we've had quite a few. We've had quite a few, but I would say that there was a customer that called, and this happened maybe sometime over the summer,
Right.
and she had spoken with my wife, and she had lost a family member. And it is very hard to deal with these things. You're grieving. It's difficult to look at the belongings, sometimes to even be in the space. And she asked us just going there, take care of everything. And the challenging part for us was that when we did go in there, we found so many important things. Things that you could tell had been in the family for years, and they didn't want it. They wanted to throw it away. And it's hard for us because we understand the pain that they're going through, and we understand this. They necessarily may not want to throw it away, but at the time they just can't face it. So what we do is we end up storing it.
Okay.
It can be a cost for us, but we will store it in over time as emotions and time allows you to heal. They will now come back to us and ask, do you still have, or so forth.
Right.
But those are more or less the challenging thing is the emotions. This is never really physical. It's never really financial. It's always emotional, and it's tough. It's tough to really see it. It's tough to experience it too.
How do you keep yourself, when you see these things, how do you keep yourself, I guess, level? Because it can be taxing. I know for me, hearing the different stories, going through the different emotions, how do you keep yourself not from getting too attached, but how do you keep yourself level so you can keep on pushing forward and doing what you do?
With the team. It's the team. I've got a good team. Got, like I said, an excellent wife. She allows me to unload some of the stress. So that keeps me going. And then just knowing that what my grandparents have gone through, what they've experienced, you always want to push. You always want to give your best. You always want to give your all. There's a saying, once a man, twice a child.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I expect when I get to that stage, hopefully, and Andy will be there for me.
It's funny. I was actually reading the Bible yesterday, and I was looking through the Ten Commandments, and it says, honor thy mother and thy father.
Yes.
And the interpretation I saw of it was that children are to honor their parents, and kids, as they get older, are to now take care of their parents because they're in that position. It's again referring back to once a man, twice a child. So it definitely does come back full circle. Now, one of the things that I loved about you when I first met you is that I speak to many people, as you know, who do different move management companies, and you actually offer a discount.
Yes.
This can be quite expensive, and we all know how important it is to have every single dollar, literally and cent, in their pocket, because even though you're 80, you can live to be 100. That's still 20 years. You need to have that money. So the fact that you actually give this discount to seniors, I find that to be something that's extremely remarkable.
Thank you. It's something I said when we were going into this. There's got to be some type of incentive for seniors to use us. I always believe we should just overburden them with customer service. Aside from that, financially, they should not be hurt. Pensions, you have so many things going on with seniors. They still got their health to consider. And the last thing we want to do is be a burden to them financially. So I really try my hardest to fit in there at a good price point. And like I said, the discounts are one thing, but it's the service that comes with the discount. It's full service. Our motto is, if we enter your home, you do not do a thing. You leave everything to us.
You hear that, people? You do not need to do anything else. Once again, for those who are now joining us, I'm sitting here with Andy Taylor from Andel Move Management, and we're discussing all of the wide range of things that Andy and his company and his wife, what they do for us and for the seniors. Andy, now how do you price? Do you charge hourly? Is it flat rate? How do you base your pricing?
So our pricing is hourly. We're 160 an hour, which is pretty good. It's pretty competitive. More or less movers you will find up in the 180s to 185. So we already come down lower in that perspective, and then that regard, sorry. And then we also have the seniors discount, which is an additional 15%. And with the 15%, like I said, you're going to be getting assembly, disassembly, packing, unpacking, cleaning if you need, so forth. So we do, however, offer flat pricing.
Okay.
Flat pricing will come now when we deal with customers that are in like storage facilities. If we do have a move and I can see with the customer and use some judgment, then I can say I can offer a flat price. But for the most part, we're hourly.
And this is one of the great things when you're dealing with the owner of the company themselves. He has the ability to make that judgment call based on your situation, based on your needs, on how to adjust accordingly, right?
Right.
Okay, so again, when it comes to moving, when you say full service, Andy will actually help you sort your stuff, pack it, move it, and then also set up when they get to the residence. How do you establish where people want things? Like, how do you determine that?
So I'll tell you, my team is
Yes.
excellent. I love my guys. Hi, guys. It was just yesterday we did a move for a retirement home, and the family called praising my guys. How we do it now, I typically tell the guys, listen, when you get there, the owners are in charge.
Yes.
And my guys are fully on board. A lot of asking questions, a lot of communication, especially when it comes to seniors. Seniors have a lot of muscle memory. So if they like something in a specific place or a specific manner, we have to duplicate it. We have to replicate it from one home to the other. My guys are real good with it. And yeah, we basically let them be in charge. They'll tell us, put it there. And
so they're actually along with the move as well, and they'll tell you where they want what. And
even at times, if we're dealing with the adult children, the adult children may actually give us a blueprint, and they would say, okay, please put the dressers here. And so we usually get all the instructions ahead of time. By the time the customer client gets to the home, it's usually set up.
Okay. Now, moving on to the more maintenance side of things.
Yes.
Now, it's very, I once owned a home as a single woman, and finding someone to do small tasks around the house can be difficult, much less when you're older. We hear about people coming around all the time and scamming seniors, taking them, I once had my in-laws, they need to get their lawn cut, and the guy wanted to charge them like $85.
Yes.
So, again, what types of maintenance do you do? I know you clean up the home, which is a huge help getting it sold. What are the types of maintenance do you do?
So your landscaping, and that's year round. That would be for your summer, spring, fall, and winter. And that's your typical snow removal, grass cutting, shrubs, so forth, gardening. We do that for the seniors a lot. We try to avoid them bending down, kneeling down, getting up. And you also mentioned the cleaning, the general contracting, any leaks, electrical work, plumbing, drywall, beautifying homes, kitchen redesigns, basements. We do it all. If there comes a point where there's something we cannot do, we will try to steer our seniors in the right direction. I don't typically get into the referral game because I don't like to put my name to another person's company without knowing that they can guarantee the service I would guarantee.
Exactly. So it's definitely continual service, and you want to establish the quality of your service as well.
Correct.
Now, are your workers bonded and insured?
Fully.
Fully.
With criminal background checks.
Okay. So when they're coming into your home, you know that it's somebody legitimate, they're clean, you're going to be taken care of.
Yes, and they have to be there because aside from the seniors, we also have plenty commercial sites where we operate after hours. We have access to delicate, sort of sensitive material. So
definitely,
we have to make sure we're bonded and so forth.
Definitely. Is there anything else about your move that you want to tell us about your company that I've missed?
Well, I would say that this is more speaking to anyone who would consider making a move to try something for themselves. I would assure them and tell them to definitely give it a shot. It's not easy. a lot of times we tend to think of what we can't do or what will go wrong as opposed to what can and the positive outcome of things. But the reason why I say that is when we started this, we had maybe 3, 4 clients tops, and that's just per week. In terms of commercial, we had none, and that was maybe 6 years ago. And now we are stretching across all of Southern Ontario. So
all right.
Very proud of my team, very proud of the guys involved. They bought in. When you think of the line of work we do, it's moving, it's lifting, it's construction. And they made an emotional transition to work with seniors, and that's the growth that I've witnessed to myself over time, and it's made me the most proud.
Now look, I'm not a senior yet,
Yes.
but I have moved a lot in my life, and I don't like moving.
It's
I
not
don't
fun.
like unpacking. So if someone like me or one of our viewers out here wanted to hire you, would you be available to us as well?
Yes. It's not only seniors. It's
Okay,
not only seniors.
all right.
Seniors is our passion, but it's not only seniors. We're available to everyone.
Yes. Okay, so how does somebody get in contact with you?
So our website is www.andelmanagement.com. Our phone number is 647-955-9695. Give us a call anytime. We're 7 days a week. We're supposed to be closed at 5. We never really are.
This man is always working when I speak to him. He's one of the busiest people I know. So I know you're true to that. You're definitely true to that.
We're always on call.
Definitely. Well, Andy, you know what? I'd like to thank you for taking the time out. It's a Sunday. You know, you've had a busy week, and I'm sure you're heading back into it again on Monday. Thank you for coming in. Once again, my name is Desiree Tuitt. I'm an accredited senior agent. Andy is one of the many resources that I would refer you to if you need someone that does his services. And again, the purpose of this show is to show you that I don't just work with anyone. I hold myself to high standards. The people I work with also hold what they do to very high standards. So you can guarantee that if it's someone that I say this is the person you need to work with, this is the person to work with, because you're getting the top quality in anything that you do. Okay, and my number is 416-333-8520. My website is goldendreamliving.com. And once again, this has been Desiree Tuitt and Andy Taylor on Senior Living 411. Please join us next week for our show, not next week, in 2 weeks again. We'll be back on Facebook Live for our next show. And thank you for joining us. And remember, if you have any questions and you're viewing the show, please feel free to ask. This is going to be interactive, and we want you to join in.
And I would like to also congratulate Des. She's been giving me a lot of hype, but I would like to congratulate her team for what they're doing. I greatly appreciate the exposure. I use Desiree myself on a job, and she is excellent at what she does. So please, yes, reach out to Desiree.
Reach out to us. You get me, you get him. It goes both ways. Anyone within the loop, it works. We all work together as a family, and the key point is, I think Andy nailed it when he said that we just don't make referrals to anybody. I see a lot of times people want a referral, a lot of realtors. I'm not knocking realtors. I'm just saying, I see a lot of times they want referrals and they just type on Facebook, does anyone know a good plumber? People just start spewing out names. That is not a true referral. A true referral is somebody you vetted yourself, that you know is actually going to stand by the quality and stand by your brand, because your brand is everything. If you can't stand for that, then you're falling for anything. So thank you once again, and have a wonderful, wonderful evening and a blessed week. Thank you.